LEG technology screens. Taco, I just watched you stand and attention the minute that camera came on. He was laying down. Don't even think about it. You start anything, you're going into the bunker. You got work to do. I don't have time for your shenanigans. And he's calm and collective when he's laying down watching his cartoon, but the minute the camera comes on, already standing up. Look at him, already standing up, about to get in trouble. You start, you know where you're going. Into the bunker. Bunker's big. At the end of the day, you just can't go anywhere. Alright, so over at Family Dollar, and I saw these vines over there, and I thought about, hey, you know what? I did the paint splatter display. I'm gonna do a neon jungle. Definitely gonna do a neon jungle. I've been wanting to do one. I was gonna do a neon forest first time, but I will do a neon jungle. Where in the world is my, what's behind me? Trash. Trash. All these things to be in the trash. Let's move the trash out of here. Get that box out of here. Get all cleaned up in here. That can on me too. Not doing any walks today. They're having vegetables today, and I got work to do. I will not be partaking in any vegetables today because I have work. I like. See, I'm not feeling the crowd thing today. Usually, sometimes I feel like being in crowds, and some days I just don't feel like being in crowds. And today, I'm not for the crowds. Sit back. Look at my projects, my neon jungle. Gotta go order me some neon paint. In a minute, real quick. Alright, make sure everything's cleaned up around here. I gotta take the floor too. The floor's gonna be taking up the back, so I'll put my floor down. Whoa! Say that with a trip line. Now, I have a zero tolerance policy against idiots. The reason why you found that your account got banned today, the reason why it got banned, because you did something that made you an idiot. I don't entertain them. I got too much to do in my day to entertain idiots. So, bottom line is, when you post something stupid down below, we get rid of you. For instance, and I do speak my mind, so you know I am. When you write dumb stuff down there, I mean, look, dumb stuff, all right? And this is the part that baffles me. Life is too short to do dumb stuff. You realize it. But those of you that are older already know. Those of you that are going to be getting there pretty soon will know. And when you write dumb stuff like, oh, I missed it when he was in the blue house, dumb nonsense like that, that's how you get your account banned. And that was a real account, by the way, it just got banned. It was their actual account. So, you know, if you make too many YouTube fake accounts, you know what happens, right? Same thing with Hotmail. Because they had a spam policy on their sites to track down individuals who make fake accounts. So if you raise any of those red flags of making multiple accounts over and over again, you know what happens at the end of the day? Number one, they do ban your privilege to be able to make up any more accounts. And number two, it goes under an investigation because they think you're spamming or running some kind of scams. It's the reason why you need multiple emails or Google numbers and stuff like that. I told you, I got a couple friends of mine that are cyber cops. I got people actually work online. They're police officers that work online, and they'll tell you, like, look, you make up a bunch of accounts. It comes up like maybe you're running these massive scams, some kind of fraud, because it's coming up that way. Yeah. They'll put you under investigation. And don't think because you got a fake account. Oh my goodness, I can't believe people are that idiotic. People think at the end of the day that they can't be traced. Are you kidding me? Hackers get traced every second day. And they're the ones that actually know how to navigate and do coding and all that stuff. And they still get pinched. I had a couple of my friends that were really way up there, really high up there, superior hackers. And they got busted. As a matter of fact, they actually worked for the people who caught them. They're lucky. They got a bit of a plea deal. Like, you work for us, you know what I mean? You show us how you got into our system and how you did this, and you show us how to protect it. Because what better way to hire the person who broke into your fortress? That's pretty much a good idea. So they when you first started off, they weren't paying them anything. You got to pay up them dues. You know, we could throw you in jail for the rest of your life. Which one you rather have? Now, you got to make money at the end of the day. They'll provide for things that you need, but it ain't going to be on a level you could make at the end of the day if you had an entry-level job in basically IT tech. And then once you get in good, and they get to know you on a first and last name basis, then you start making that paper at the end of the day because they can trust you. Yeah. Hanging around these people, they told me all kinds of stuff. When you make up multiple accounts, it raises red flags. And look into all kinds of stuff. Maybe terrorist activity, stuff like that. Right, but someone needs 20 to 30 email accounts. So, if you think that you make a fake account and you put in false information, even if you're hooked up to a proxy server, they still can trace you. You ever watch Watch Dogs? They explain the whole story about the whole thing about it, how everything's all linked together. Oh man, you have no idea about how deep you are in the matrix of the rabbit hole. You really don't understand it. Those people do. Some people do. They do. The people that actually dabble in this world, they know. But the rest of y'all sheep for slaughter. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't believe exactly how much of your information the government has access to. I mean, think about it. All your data, all your information sits in Treasury Department. You remember that whole thing with Elon Musk, stuff like that, about your data, all your information? Only way you're not going to come up on that unless you were basically born not in a hospital. You're born in a barn somewhere, someplace other than you weren't registered. That's the only way. But the minute you basically are born in a hospital, you know, your social security number you got, right? That's an identification card. That tells who you are. You know those digits in the middle of your social security number? Those, which one, highs or lows? Between highs and lows depends on you're male or female. So it doesn't make a difference if you go in and change your sex at the end of the day. Social security number defines exactly whether you're male or female. It's like what do you call it? It's like when prisoners get that little number on the back of their back. So they bring their number up, they can tell who that person is. That's what social security numbers are. But they operate in society as something that you need to obtain certain information. For this, that, and the other. Like you want to do this, you want to do that, bank, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You need them numbers. It also keeps counts of all the citizens within the United States. The tracking information. The social security number is literally linked to everything in your life. It's a tracking system. You ain't doing on that? A lot of people did. I told you I'm in all these different sites about all kinds of stuff. It's a tracking device. That's what it is. That's where every place you go to requires it. So, it don't make a difference if you master your IP or whatever. You have a carbon blueprint everywhere. Have you ever played against Sniper? And the minute you give up your position, it shows a shadow of your image of what you were doing when you were there. It means you were made by the enemy. When you leave that position, it shows you in that position firing the gun off or the bullet going off. So for everywhere you go at in that game, if you're made, if they find you, it's giving up a carbon blueprint on exactly where your location was at. That's literally what goes on your entire life. You leave millions and millions, probably billions of these all over the place. And every time you walk out there, like in the 1950s or 40s or any of that timeline, you didn't have cameras literally everywhere. There are cameras everywhere. Take the time to go outside and take a look up. You'll notice that majority of the buildings that you're walking past have these high-powered CCM cameras installed up there. And these cameras are quite advanced. Anything you see up there with domes or quads, there are 4 cameras in the unit. These things can shift back and forth. They can pick up your face. They think they can't read your face. They can tell whether you shaved or not that morning. Those cameras are very, very advanced. Yep, some of them have face and voice recognition software. Now, voice they can't really technically use because basically it's invasion of privacy, which is basically against your rights at the end of the day to record someone's voice without their purpose, without their knowing. But your face, yeah. Now back then you record someone's face to be a fuzzy image. Now they got something called, face recognition software because you have it in your cell phone. So the minute that camera clicks on your face, it scans your face that fast. It basically can run through all your information. When you go to the get your picture taken at ZMV, you know what the machines do, right? They take your picture, but they do more than that. Face recognition software. So they got your face, they got all your information, your social security, your fingerprints, all that. Oh, that's digital now. And when you go to the police station, those are all digital machines. Your face is scanned so many times it's not even funny. When you walk out the door, go to the gas station, whatever, machines pick you up and scan you. So again, unless you were not born in anywhere on the grid, you were not born, and you're born out in the middle somewhere, and you have no record of anything, that's the only way. Other than that, you're traceable. Can't disappear off the planet. That's virtually impossible. You got a rocket ship. That's the only way you're getting off of it. Or you figure a way to get under that ocean somewhere. But other than that, no, you're crazy. And people don't think about it. People go to the gas station. They don't think about it. You go in front of cameras all day long. Yep. Excuse me. Now, the new lights they have up here, they probably got them already in your neck of the woods. These lights have a tracking system in them. So when you ride past this light, not only does it take a picture of everything, but it snaps your license plate, and they can basically send that information to any camera it wants in the city. So say if you're here, it's tracking you. And if you go over there, it's tracking you. Anywhere you go, where those lights are at, you're going to be tracked. So if you're in a high-speed chase, and you're passing through these things, you ain't getting away. It's giving up your location. The police are feeding the information, giving your location exactly where you're at. Ooh, man, I tell you, digital age, isn't it interesting? The only place the government has not figured out how to put a camera is, and they've been always wanted to, is your home. But they've already done that already, because they got these toys now, they got cameras on, they got face recognition software and all this stuff. Your phone's got cameras on them, laptop. You ain't heard anything even a laptop nonsense that went on? Where people were watching people inside their homes through a laptop? And you got them on phones and stuff like that. That's why there's companies that sell that piece of tape that goes over the top of your camera. If it wasn't necessary, they wouldn't have made it. Excuse me. And Amazon got these little robots, you know what I mean? They make a happy face, they make a sad face, but the only way they can react to you, they have to scan your face. Gaming systems, yeah, the Kinects and all that stuff like that, that's scanning software. Xbox was the worst one, because Xbox had an infrared system in it that basically scanned your entire house. Like, it scanned anything in the house. It would scan it constantly all the time. If you were walking back and forth, this thing is scanning everything in the environment. It wasn't a one scan process and done. It was constantly scanning. Alexis, another system. It's a bug. That thing listens to everything you talk. Everything you say, that thing is actually listening to what you're saying. And it's interesting because Alexis is supposed to know your voice on voice command. But yet if somebody says Alexis on TV, she says, I'm listening. So it doesn't just listen to your voice, that voice command. It can listen to other voices because it just basically spoke when someone on TV said Alexa, and it happened to me. That's why I don't use them anymore. I got rid of that thing. I threw that thing in the trash. That's the big tall one, the tube. I never forgot sitting there and she said, "Oh no, it's amazing. It listens to your voice, only your voice, only her voice, and only her voice only because she programmed it." And I'm sitting there watching TV, and I heard the woman say Alexis, and she said, "Yes, I'm listening." I'm like, "Oh yes, you are. Yeah, I bet you are listening." Yeah. That's a woke machine at the end of the day. So it picks and chooses who it listens to because it definitely listens to a command that came off of TV. Yeah, I don't trust this machine. I don't. I have the Fire Stick. That's as far as we going. But nope. Nope, nope, nope. No, that's basically about it. But that's the government's been trying to get cameras in your home for the longest time. That's the one place they really don't really actually have that type of control on. And people bring it right on in. I got this Alexis robot. Get it away from me. Alexis robot. It's gonna be fantastic. Those dogs that people are walking around with. Oh, you such idiots. You're walking around with those dogs. The dogs are used for military now. They told you at the end of the day that any time you develop any kind of advanced technology, there's a 100% chance of going into defense. The Atlas, defense. Pretty soon they're going to be police officers. Good luck. Guess what? We're getting RoboCop. Dun, 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 dun. So these things don't move as stiff as RoboCop. These things are very, very flexible. Can you imagine seeing an Atlas robot as a police officer soon? Ain't that far off. Drones. Drones. They use drones to take out basically on war bases overseas in war. Or should they say they're going to put a 911 on one of those things and stick it on the corner, make it slightly smaller because the drones over here are huge. Anyway, so now you got the drones, you got the dogs, and you got the robots. You got Terminator. You already have it. It's right there. It's Terminator. And then they're going to figure at the end of the day that there's too many casualties with police. See, this is the interesting thing about this planet at the end of the day. Sometimes, in order to get the things that you want, you have to cause chaos. It's just how people will swing toward it. Now, say something really bad happens, God forbid it doesn't, the people will be on board 100% for this particular type of enforcement to be able, so they can live in peace. So they would deliberately, I'm not saying it's the same, but just say things happen where they'll basically cause things to get things they want. Put it that way. So if you watch RoboCop, and it's funny because you look at these movies aren't that far off. What did he do? He hired a street thug gang to cause chaos. He gave them free roam to do whatever the freak you want. But he never told the police about it. And why? Because he was interested in investing in money into basically rebuilding this city, which he would make a ton of money with all his investors. So let's bring out, he was going to stab everybody in the back. Except for Clarence. Clarence had a twitch for him. Clarence wasn't stupid. Clarence was like, nah, man, you're going to stick this freaking high-powered machine on me, and we get murdered like everybody else is going to get murdered. We need a backup before we go on, before we do this. And he said, okay, here's the remote control for him. You know, he can't attack you. Hit this button and shuts them down. That's all. That's my insurance at the end of the day. You can trust me. Because neither one of them trusted each other. That's what I love about the whole story behind RoboCop. So he got him to come in and basically carry on and act up. Now, mind you, by him causing all this destruction over there, property value starts to drop. He's buying those buildings at a very, very cheap price on the pennies. He's going to basically rebuild the entire city. And then he's promising him once he rebuilds the entire city, he's going to allow him to continue his organized crime, which we all know that's not going to happen. He's going to try and stab him in the back too. Because now he has not only a military, machinery police on his side, like, he's going to get rid of all the cops. They want machines in there. That's why they bought the Ed 209 and they bought the RoboCop and they had to experiment. Because they're going to basically, you ever look at the big picture of RoboCop? You ever reach? I'm always watching the big thing when it comes to movies. I think I find it fascinating. But yeah, they want to get rid of the police force too. That's why he was in there to show them at the end of the day, this is your replacement. So he's gonna get rid of all the cops. So what his dream was is to have this beautiful city controlled by these high-powered super police. And that means that the villains would be wiped out. And he was meaning Clarence Bonnicker would have won too. So he's going to be the man on top. Beautiful city, get rid of all the people, bring in the people that he wanted, and have it all run by super cops. That was it. That was a dream. But you know, things went crazy and that's what happened. You know. But yeah. All that for greed at the end of the day. And all the other everyday citizens, you're going to care less about them. You're going to get rid of them, evict them out of their homes, tear their properties down, which they were doing already. Yep. But in order to get what he wanted, in order to get that particular those armored cops in there, he had to show that it was needed, extremely needed, that the city was in mass chaos. And how do we cause mass chaos? We hire thugs to do damage. And if those go in and have a free run, they do whatever they want, they can't be touched, of course they're going to go buck wild in there. You know that at the end of the day. And they're going to bring more and more in. He's arming them with military weapons at the end of the day in order to basically overcome the police officers, which are protecting the city. Yeah. Cutting their funding at the end of the day so cops don't have enough. Like, you're getting killed. Gosh, we're getting slaughtered for nothing. We ain't paid enough for this. Yeah, they get them to quit. They get rid of them. So they bring those machines in to take over. So now you got a machine, at the end of the day, that doesn't argue, doesn't complain, doesn't sleep, nothing. That's what the guy was sticking to tell me. He doesn't sleep, he doesn't blah, 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 blah. He could kind of sleep. He had dreams. He shuts down. It's a perfect machine. That's what I was sitting there telling him that, yeah, this thing's going to replace you. At the end of the day, you guys are done. But yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, in order to get what he wanted, he needed chaos. So when all the chaos is going on, the investors are all, now, I don't want to put the money into, we got an idea here. We got a super robot that we can use to help the city. But that's military. I understand it's military hardware. But hear me out. It'll get the job done. We got to fight fire with fire. And he's triggering the fire. So, same thing like the drones. People saw the drones when they first came out. They were toys. Everybody loved them. Those drones flying all around. You know, the kids playing with drones. Everybody playing with drones. Remember, you could fly, at that particular time, you had a drone. You could fly anywhere you want. Because there were but you didn't even have to register your drone. You fly it here, fly it there. They brought more advanced versions out. They got ones that track you, can follow you around as you jog, ran, do sports, whatever. They're everywhere. People were used to drones. They weren't scared of them because, you know, it's a drone. You used to see them. And then they started bringing out these other drones, different type of drones. And then they started saying, okay, if you have a drone, you got to register it now. We need to know who operates this machine. And now you're being told that you can't fly in certain airspace anymore because airspace is being reserved for something else. Like a 911 drone sitting on a corner, hovering. Good luck trying to outrun that thing. Well, hopefully, I will be gone by then. I'm not going to be around for all that craziness. Got to pay me enough money for that. The Atlas is a scary machine. It's interesting how everybody thought the dolls, they're creepy anyway. But everybody thought the dolls were so unique. I'm gonna get me some Apple glasses and one of these dolls. They look so sophisticated. Which is funny because half the people bought them things don't even know how to operate their equipment whatsoever. The machine breaks, they probably don't even know how to prepare to fix it. They know nothing about it. But just people being flashy. And now that same doll that you bought, because you know you thought it was kind of a futurist doll, is in the military. They armed it with weapons. And you ain't outrunning that. How you gonna outrun something that doesn't get tired? That doesn't know pain, that doesn't have no fear whatsoever. You ever seen the video that they showed? They were working on one of them, and one was walking down the hallway, and he thought the other one was in distress. Now, how would he know? How would he know that that robot was in distress unless that robot felt that he was being harmed? That robot came and opened that door up. Came and opened the door and walked in, and he turned around and caught him off guard. So how would it know that the other one was in danger? And how would the other one know how to reach out to them? Yeah, they communicate with each other. You don't see anybody walking around with some strap around their neck as a huge control panel. Those things operate by themselves. The one that goes up there and figures out a way how to do puzzles and at the end of the day, good luck trying to barricade yourself in from that thing. Figures out puzzles, how to get around things, and then does a backflip, and it celebrates, and the other one's clapping and give it glory. Oh my goodness. So those of you who remember the Terminator era, remember sitting back and thinking, oh, we ain't got that technology. Ain't nowhere in the world that's ever going to happen. Okay, here we are. Do I believe the world can destroy our robots? No. It's in the Bible the world can destroy it. I believe we're going to go through some jacked up stuff. That's what's going to happen. That's the only way we learn. The only way we learn is we have to go through messed up stuff. You know, like when we dropped the bomb, right? In Japan, we dropped that bomb. Even we know, at the end of the day, we saw the destruction. Oh no, we can't do this ever again. Because what if this happens if someone drops one of us? Or any other country? That's the end of the world right there. You know, we can't, even though it's not going to happen, but still, it's a lesson learned that not to mess with certain things. Like, nope, nope, nope. That's why we have these treaties in place and rules and regulations and blah, 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 to keep this from happening. But I believe we're going to go through something with machines. Like they did that movie called Electric State. You ever seen that thing? Oh my goodness. Yep. We're going to go through it. Something's going to happen, trust me. I think they already had something in the news. The first person that was killed by a machine killer. First person to die by a machine. Try people to eat, so I'm hungry. I'll do a job in 2 minutes. Anyway. Yeah, but there's an override switch. You got an override switch for a machine. Override switch is a chip, or microchip, or whatever. And you put it in a machine that designs machines. That's a big mistake too on top of that. If you're lazy and let the machines design themselves, that's the same thing as Skynet. Skynet had to figure a way how to wipe out as many humans as possible. So what's the best way to wipe out as many humans as possible? We have less casualties. Started a nuclear war. That's what they did. They launched the warheads. How dumb you have to be to give a machine full control over warheads. Or everything on the planet. Everybody thinks about the bright picture of it all, nobody thinks about the downside of it all. Don't be a downer. I'm just saying. That's okay. That's a read about the stuff in Popular Science. Remember that magazine back in the day? I had one. Got a couple of them. I had a description. Mom basically got them from, into that whole science and stuff. It's into computers and machines and all that stuff. I understand computers at the time, but I did like computers. Well, anyway, yep. We were talking about Dating machines. Oh, how desperate does one have to? He really, that's sad. Even worse than the guy on TLC over this dating the dolls. That's a mental problem. Nah. Dating computer machines. Ugh. Man. What I wouldn't get to go back to the 70s and 80s. Excuse me. Alright, I'm getting my other machine over here. Now, these got to come up, and they got to only leave them on there. I'll put the new ones on there. The nuclear symbols. I'd be terrified to have that machine. A dog? Oh, heck no. I'd be terrified of that thing in there. Walking around, that thing is creepy as I don't know what. Good luck trying to outrun it. Where are you stuck to? Be nice, be nice, be nice, stop it. So we gotta paint all this in neon. Right now we gotta build the vines. Sorry about this. I know I'm not supposed to have cheese like this. This is why I'm not supposed to have cheese. Some peppermint paste out. This is why I'm not supposed to have cheese, any cheese whatsoever. I gotta go back into plant-based foods, very seriously. Very sure than that. Fighting me, people. It's fighting me. Wow. Wow. Don't have to do anything. What about the leaves? These are going to be different colors. It's a nuclear forest. Okay. some more after this. Here's some other ones I'm going to get. Different version of plants. So I'm going to put more plants in here. Put some beautiful flowers in here. Because we got the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. This would be the perfect song for this. Get that base to my sister. She do something with that. I'm not gonna need it. Okay, this has got to come out so I can make this so nothing sticks to that quick. So I need to pull that out. And then it's getting close to the fan. We'll trim it. So it doesn't hit the fans. That's the only one. That's the only one. Get close to the fan. Rest I'm laying near it. Let's get all these collars out of here. And then for the naysayers, want to sit there and go, who would do something like that? Whoa, it's me. It's called a greenhouse PC. That's what they're called. Actually, they make them. They're called greenhouse PCs. Crack a book. You got a computer on your phone. This shows you how lazy some people are. You got a computer sitting on your phone. Decades of technology right there in front of your hand. And you're too lazy to take your behind and go over and look it up and say, Google, greenhouse PC. PCs with greenery inside. Computers with foods, anything. At the end of the day, it'll bring it up. You're just too lazy at the end of the day. You speak the word. Gee whiz Louise. This is the reason why you're lacking in knowledge. Because you refuse to learn. That's why y'all never go anywhere, do anything. Because at the end of the day, you're lacking knowledge. Like a Dixie cup filled with holes. Does not have the ability to obtain knowledge. I'm not doing it, there's somebody else doing it. That's what makes our world so interesting. Every time you turn around, somebody's doing something crazy, something different. Change things. Just sitting back saying that, oh, it can't be done. I'll say it that way because they're so negative. They're so negative. Now, if people say, why you say it like that? Because I've had so many emails from these idiots at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. I sit there and go, oh, you can't paint a more projection screen more than 2 times so it cracks. I make product. I run a company. What do you do at the end of the day? You don't do what I do, so how would you know what I do? How would you know basically what cracks and what doesn't crack if you haven't done the testing yourself? Oh my goodness. Vegetable PCs were not meant to be done in vegetable oils. They were doing that long before I was doing it. That's how I got the idea to do it because I saw somebody do it on a channel. Like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Let's see if we can do it over here. Not, I don't think that's possible. This is a waste of money. You never learn anything like that. You go through life full glass the entire time. That's why y'all don't learn nothing. Anyone who wants to go through life full glass will not learn a thing in life. Because you know it all. That's why you can't learn nothing. And nobody will teach you because you know it all. That's why I'm on these different forum sites for learning stuff. We're going to the museum today. Check out some paintings. That's how you learn stuff. Well, here's this at the end of the day. This blocked of being able to think outside the box. I feel sorry for your kids. Because man, they're allowed to think outside the box. They're allowed to be able to dream or ponder. Can they do that? It's man. What if your kid wanted to do the same thing I'm doing? You're going to tell them it's not possible? They never had a thought. They never pondered. You never had a thought. You never pondered. Not once you never pondered. Never had a thought. Some people live the life of practical and safe. They're afraid to reach outside the box. Practical and safe is boring. It is. You got to take that chance. You got to take risks. That's how we learn stuff. Somebody took risks to basically sit out there and I've thought about that. William Penn, you know the odds of being struck by lightning, how rare it is for a person to actually be literally struck by lightning? I was curious how many attempts that he had to go through to officially get struck by lightning. And mind you, he was pretty much pushing it because he put a copper line on a kite and flew it up in the air. Like, how long did that take for that to accomplish? Actually, for the lightning to strike the kite, because even that would have been, that's something like that would have been a rare event. That's like basically every time you walk outside, you're guaranteed 100% to get struck by lightning because you drive with cars are plastic now. But you drive, you have anything metal on you. So, yeah, the fact that was just curious. How many times did it take him in order to get struck by lightning? But if it weren't for people who took chances like that, you wouldn't have the power right now to power your phone. Somebody would be too afraid to do it. That's why I like people that go out there, think outside the box. Let's take that chance. Let's see what happens. I like those odds. And the other half is a shoulda, I coulda, a shoulda, coulda. Everybody wants to live in a shoulda, I coulda world. That's boring. Oh, and they're afraid of what other people think. Those who go on vacation and can't even enjoy their vacation because they're afraid of what other people think. Who cares? It's your money, right? Your money? All right, then go have fun. I'm afraid of getting a conga line if you're afraid what other people think. Man, I couldn't care less. I'm gonna go have fun. And then you have them come like, oh, but your flower, your plant arrangement's all wrong. There is a tropical plant out in the land of who cares And that plant's name is called Come Bite Me. That's what it's called. Go on and get yourself one. Man, vines grow wherever they want to grow. That's what makes them vines. They grow where the fruit they want to grow. That's what makes them about the chaos. They grow where they want to grow. They do what they want to do. Vines got a mind of their own. So we do what we want to do. You don't want us on our property? We'll come back tenfold more and grow even thicker and heavier. Good luck getting to that. That's why we just give up. I'm done. I'm giving up. I spray my house with toxic chemicals to get rid of this. I'm just giving up. Well, let them take the house. I don't care. They didn't realize it's better. Better shade, better insulation, all that. God's insulation. I'm going to turn this on a little better. I thought we needed the long ones to go wrap around, but I don't. The shorter ones are better. Much, much better. Give much more detail to it. Let me show you from the bird's eye point of view. Now all these vines are going to glow in the dark. They have drips of neon color on them. Turn the canisters into biotanks. Now see, I might have my little chatty catty moments, but I get my work done, as always. If I didn't, I'd be behind. And this came out of nowhere, because I wasn't planning to do this. So I was actually over in Family Dollar and I saw this plant and I was like, oh, let's do this. Because I always wanted to plant neon forest. I talked about it doing it in the last one. I didn't do it. So now we're doing it. I just put one of these out. I did. I was surprised when I put this out. Too much in there. Cool. Let me get my chain around this one. It'll make it much easier. Instead. What kind of just put it around the daisy chain around? Take a daisy chain around, go that way instead. we got them on the radiator. You can't touch the fans. The fans have to be removed and cleaned. Or the radiator can be hit. And make sure we nail that thing. I'll be painting it up when we pull them as soon as I have to fix them. I'm going to put some flowers on mine, so I'm going to go walk back up and grab some flowers. I was kind of hesitating on buying them or not, but I think I want them now. That'll add a nice little pop to it. Some beautiful flowers in there. Add some white lighting in there, just a little bit, so these under areas pop a little better. Hey, chicken butt. Chicken butt. How dare you call me chicken butt? How dare you call me chicken butt? I am not the chicken butt. I am not the chicken butt. You are the chicken butt. Let it go. Oh, this is fantastic. Ugh, get over here. That's right, first before you start pulling off. Oopsie. I'm trying to figure this corner here. We got tangled up in the cord. There we go. There's some nice, beautiful flowers up here. Gotta paint the flowers a little extra special. It's flower arrangement weekend. Today, we're transporting a PC into a jungle. Yes, injuvenating. Oh, it's good to learn new skills. Yeah, I might get on camera and talk a lot, but I get the work done. I get the work done. You gotta put little flowers all in here. It's not done yet. This is the first part of it. There's little tiny flowers. I want this thing to look different. Every time you look at it, I want you to see something different. So we gotta make this detail as a mother jumper. That usually goes into the flower arrangements. Detail, detail, detail. I've seen some people do their cases, they just put a moss in there or whatever. I can't be around moss, I'm jacking you up. But still, beautiful job. Over here, I need this. This one, on this. Don't want this to break out. Come on, stay up there. That's better. To turn your PC into a piece of art. 1, 2, 3. It's actually pretty easy to do. Tell you the truth, the modding part. The only part that comes different from modding, you need to figure out exactly what cables and wires and stuff you gotta put together. You can't get that, you gotta build this, you can't build that, you gotta build that. That's pretty much it, but you learn through it. Like the mechanics out there today, y'all figure out the most interesting ways on how to get cars to work. Improvise. Do it to work. Comes from experimenting. Try new stuff. Got these nice little shelf areas up here. I put a nice little bullfrog in there somewhere. Hypno frog. Hypno frog. I'm going to put a little bit more down here. There's some people down right there. I got the design for here. Move that in there nicely. You can paint that in nicely. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta get around these areas right here. Around the canisters. This thing pretty good. I think we're going to have enough. But it actually worked out quite nicely. Whew. Shoe and the phone. Wait a minute. It's untangled here a bit. We got to untangle what's going on. There's an entanglement. Oh no, we don't need all that. Thank you. Get out of there. There we go. Just that in there quite nicely. Quite nicely. Got to learn to think outside the box. Really think outside the box. Make it a real knee slapper. Knee slapper. Oh man, it came out looking really nice. I like it. Came out really, really nice. Got a nice brush going on. Gotta put some nice beautiful flowers in there. This came out really, really nice. I'm very happy about this. I wanted to do one of these for a long time. A long time I wanted to do one of these. So anyway, let's do this now. Whew. Got you guys sort of minute here. There we go. And that rusted paint job came out real nice. All that came out nicely. The abstract art came there nicely. Very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. Came out just where I wanted it. Got their cable wires all covered up. I know somebody think like, who would do this with PC? I would. Not a second. I don't like I don't like the even PC just the way it is. Nah, it drives me nuts. I'm surprised that PlayStation stayed like that for that long. I really am. Not anymore. Modify that. I'm actually going to be putting the artwork in it pretty soon. But yeah, I can't leave anything alone. It has to be different. I need something that's different from everybody else. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So next stage is going to be color all these. It's all going to go in the dark. Everything's going in the dark in here. And I'm going to go back to some nice, beautiful flowers to put through here. So it looks real nice. And we got to find a frog. I'm definitely planning to put a frog right there on that ledge. We got the glow paint to do. Now, right over the top of the case where it's going to glow at, these things are going to be inside the cases. The doors that go over the top of them are actual screens. We're going to put a little white lighting in there and down in here. The reason why I want those areas to pop off, like it actually has some kind of like a white lighting in there for the plants. We're going to stick some dimmers on there, so that way we can dim the lights when I want it too ultra bright. But I want to throw away some of the colors I'm going to put in there. We're going to put spots of neon in here, and since these are RGBs, we can change it up like we want. We got to change out the wet paint signs over to nuclear symbols. Shit, take no time at all to put these in. Yeah, got plenty of room to put the nuclear symbol. And everything we have in here pulls out, so we can get access to everything. Nothing's glued in. None of the pants are glued to anything where it can't come apart. All the fans can pull out everything. Don't have to replace anything. Hook her up. See if anything clickety clacks. If we get 0 clickety clack, then I'm happy. I'll be back. I made it funny. Alright, I'm with my pants. Ooh, the fun buns. Yow! Rawr. Rawr. How dare you touch me, Bun Bun? How dare you? How dare you touch me, Bun Bun? Did I use me to touch my Bun Bun? Did not, did I? They'll come in like he's in there talking about robots and other stuff. And I love when I do that because, you know, naysayers will go back and tell the naysayers, like, he's just in there doing nothing. He's just in there talking about robots and stuff like that. Science and all that weird stuff. He's not going to get any work done today. Have you learned anything about my track record and what I do for a living? Okay, then. We get it done over here. We get it done. I just have conversations about pencils and spoons and still get my job done. Because when I have to focus, I focus. Bam, 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 bam. Learn that from anything from Mr. Bird. That I can get on here and I can dress like Batman. I can wear a clown suit, whatever I want. As long as I focus what I'm doing, I get the job done. Yep. Kind of reminds me of the garden in freaking Bioshock you find in the game. Yeah, $5. $5 for the plant. $5. My sister got a free vase, so she'll do something with that. She does flower arrangements. Hooah! You think I gotta water these plants? Should I mulch? I might have to mulch. Do I have to water these plants? I don't know. I may have to. I'm not sure. We don't want them getting parched. Alright, I'm gonna plug all this in. HDMI. Oh, power cord, buddy. Power cord. Yeah. Longer in this bird, the climate to get open this bird up. I'm working, I'm just trying to get this done. All I'm trying to do is get it done. Lift up everything. All right. Click one. Bum 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 bum. Click two. Bum 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 bum. Power. Bum 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 bum. Man, look at that. That looks sick. Not one clickety. Not one clickety. As I said, people. Man, you got to get out there and play outside the box. It's fun out there. It is fun to play outside the box. Bam! We just spend all day long out there. I live outside the box, baby. I live outside the box. I love it out there. When you live outside the box, you got to take those chances. Can't be afraid of what other people think. Got to live out there. I don't have hair, but I would say throw your hair to the wind. Go out there and kick it. We're not even done yet. I'm gonna record this and take this back to my people. And look, this is what I'm doing today. We're building things over there. We're building things over there. Imagine when we get the warehouse. We got waters coming in. We're gonna get it in there, but we're gonna build some crazy stuff. One of the things I'm excited about is the simulators, man. That Star Wars simulator takes 3 people to operate. My brother's in the program for it. Bam! All right, people. All right. All righty then. You see, naysayers always. I know in the back of their mind they're out there hoping, like, oh, I hope he fails today. He's got to fail today. He can't win every day. Every day he can't win. Yes, I can. I got God on my side. That's why. Christians win every day. You know why? Because we represent God. All the technology, everything we have, at the end of the day, we give it to our Lord and Savior for glory. He gets all of it. God is not a failure. Not ever. So whatever the devil may be telling you, he lied to you. Because God is not a failure. God is a winner. It's 60 degrees Fahrenheit today. It feels great out there. I was up there, so fantastic. Fantastic, people. Fantastic. All right. PC's all lit up. Looking good. We got to go out and get our flowers. We're going to get our jungle flowers. I'm feeling the need for jungle flowers. Because today we're doing art, people. We're doing art today. We're doing art. We're making it happen. I mean, when I talk like this, it frustrates the daylight Saturday. So it does frustrate the crap out of them. Because they're expecting for me to fail. No. Man, if you haven't learned all these years, I don't fail at the end of the day. God has our back 100% in everything we do. Man. Remember, I didn't know how to put these things together at all, period. I didn't go to school for no computers. Ever. Not ever. I got all that because the Lord blessed me. I prayed for it and the Lord gave it to me. So I understand everything there is about computers, literally. Programming, building, modding, all that stuff. It got to a point I started actually outgrowing everything. I don't even bother buying cases anymore. Build my own cases. You naysayers are going to sit there and say, what about... I was building PCs before I ever existed on YouTube, before I had all this, before I even knew who Kenneth Bird was. You didn't know who I was back then. So I was building these machines long before you ever knew who I am. So again, yeah, I've had just about everything you could possibly think of, at all types of cases you can think of. When you get to a point that you evolve past the case, the next stage is to build your own case. That's the ultimate mod, is to be able to build your own case on modders. The ultimate is to build your own cases now. Because you don't need to evolve past the case itself. And now you are the case. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You make the case. You make the case. Add your own power switches on. You built it yourself. That is evolving past. The whole purpose of modding is to go beyond. Beyond the box. Beyond the mod. Just feel myself. Beyond the mod. You want to go beyond the mod, man. Beyond the mod. Become one with the mod. And once you have passed the mod, you are good to go. What do you see when you look at this? What do you see? What do you see? For people, okay, what do you see with this? What do you see with this? What do you see? I see something here. What do you see? I see something that I can use for Fallout. Do 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 do. This burnt ground right here makes a perfect area for basically for the Fallout. I'll pull this all out of here and use it. It's got a really nice color to it. Looks real nice. See? You got to be. When you think outside the box, what did you see? People, anybody can think outside the box. People build houses, they think outside the box. They go into a whole shack and they're like, wow, they see something different. You go in there and you just see a old burnt out shack. They see a palace. They see it differently. Mechanics that work on their cars, build them, construct them from the ground up, all that crazy stuff in the day. You see a car in the junkyard, everybody else sees junk. You see an amazing exotic vehicle that you can basically put together with your hands because you got the skill level to do it. You see things different. They see outside the box. They restore machines. They see outside the box. Others be like, oh, that piece of junk. And then later on, when they hook it up, it's like, oh, wow. You did that, man? That car is amazing. That's crazy. There you go. They see outside the box. They see things differently. Our world is amazing. And then you add Jesus Christ to that, and it's absolutely incredible. Oh, wait, did I check and see if they had that stuff over there? I did not. I must go back to the store. We need more supplies. More supplies. I don't get my supplies from Family Dollar and thrift stores. That's where I buy my stuff from modding. And if we can't, we make it ourselves. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. I don't want to cry. All right, let me go over and get my phone. Yes, we got 45 on the machine, 45. Yes, we made a couple extra push-ups in before I walk out the door. Yeah, I feel so happy. No clickety clacks. That was a good idea, too. I was in there looking at it, and I saw the plants, and the Lord was like, we're going to do this. So I was like, yes. See, God talks to me 24/7. That's what I love about it. When somebody said, I don't have to do that, have to do that. I enjoy what I do. I love what I do for a living. On top of that, I get to work with the Lord 24/7. You know, it's like having the Lord speak to you and tell you and giving you directions how to build and design, and other stuff on everyday life. It's amazing. Rawr. How dare you be extra snacky poo to me? How dare you, Rawr. Oops. Gotta be sneaky. He loves distracting posts. I got a little building for him. I'm doing him another distracting post. Oh, Lord just blessed me an idea to make even more money. That's right, that gave me a lot of business adventures. I'm going into the restaurant business. I want to get my application for my vending, for my food truck. I got a clothing line coming out. Lord blessed me with that too. And now I got something else interesting for cats and pets and dogs. Something cool. Right, so we're going to need to pick up our flowers. Some pictures of this. Take them to my friends. I do this what I'm doing right now. I'm picking this around my buddies. I'm talking about building these things. He's got some people he's been showing off my stuff with. I like the whole cardboard thing. So I'm gonna build me a prototype that's not made out of that. It's made out of the other cardboard. Which that's the ultimate build. The ultimate build of a cardboard build is to build the box itself. Now I have the box already done. To build the box itself. That's the next stage of cardboard PC building. Because now you have to evolve past the box. So now you are outside the box. It's kind of weird. Wait a minute. So if you're outside the box, you build the box within when you're outside. It's crazy. It's like if a box is homeless, I'm about to jack your brain up, by the way. If a box is homeless, it's asleep inside of another box, knowing that it's a box itself. And that box, once that box enters that box, does that box become homeless as asleep in that another box with itself? Ha ha ha! I know riddles. You got these riddles. I can mention a riddle on here to screw your brain up. I have 3 of them in my head. I don't think about it. It's a bit of like a tug of war on basically how to control one's thoughts. So these particular riddles are basically designed to basically make you go mad. But if I mention them on camera, yeah, you can't stop thinking about them. Me, on the other hand, because I have them in my head, I don't think about them because I have control of my very thoughts. I can focus on where I need to focus without basically that involving me. I have the ability to suppress memory. So basically, if something bothers me, I can literally suppress it to a point where it doesn't faze me in any way whatsoever. Most people suppress memories. It causes all kinds of problems. For me, it doesn't. I have the ability to suppress. So anyway, I can suppress those memories, put them over here on the shelf, and that's where they stay. When I have time, I want to go enter, I can go enter. If I want, I put it right back. Much like a storage unit in your brain that you have control over. But some people can't do that. They keep going back and they keep opening up and keep remembering over and over and over again, and that's what causes one to basically lose it. If I were to mention one of these riddles online, your brain's screwed up. I actually mentioned it to somebody who got nasty with me in Facebook, and I basically didn't type it there. I typed it in Messenger to them, and they cursed me out. Good luck getting that out of your head. That's going to be there for a while. Yeah, it's going to mess your head up all day. And for the next couple of years. And I had a buddy like that in my class. He basically would come in and he would tell me some jacked riddles. And it never bothered him at all, period. Yeah, because you can't concentrate. You'll be thinking about it 24/7. It'll be in your head. You know, you'll be at work. You're trying to concentrate at work. It'll be in your head. Yeah, it's all you're just hearing over and over and over again. I had a song like that stuck in my head like that pretty badly. Now that's nut again. I won't tell you what it is either. On top of that, there's 3 secrets and things that I saw in the food business that would wreck you for life. As I mentioned that on camera, you would never ever, if you're a vegetarian, you're good. If you're not a vegetarian, it's going to jack you up for life. Does it bother me? Nah, because I can suppress it. Oh, I told somebody an exam too for orientation for freaking bacteria. This person, she was a complete jerk, nasty, and I kind of leaned over to her desk and I told her about it, and that was it. She failed the test. She couldn't get it out of her head. That's what they're designed to do. They're designed to stick in your head. But anyway, maybe when I retire, I'll tell you the 3 riddles. And by the way, they're impossible. You can't solve them. There's no way to solve. That's what makes you go, whoop. No, I won't tell you. I can't tell you because it'll mess your head up. And it might, somebody else might hear it, might mess their head up. I don't tell anybody these things. Come over here, Taco. Give me love. Give me love. Give me love. Yeah. There you go with the love. You and your lovins. How dare you? How dare you deny me the lovins? How dare you? How dare you deny me the lovins? I came over to get education from you. You ran away from me. How dare you? Wow. Alright, we're done with that. There's some pictures of it on my phone. Some recordings. Alright, people. I'm so glad we had this time together. I'm not going to try to sing this song. I don't know. I didn't feel like singing the song right now. I gotta go pick up my stuff. I gotta come back and I gotta do the flowers on this thing. I'm not even done yet. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll be back. I'm going to grab some flowers. I should have grabbed the flowers when I was done. Some said, "Bring the flowers, get the flowers." I'm saying, "Yeah, I don't need the flowers. This is enough." Now we need the flowers. I need to pop a little. And I got to order my glow-in-the-dark paints. All right. Hope you enjoyed. I got to go and God bless. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so see, it's working. It's working. It's working. Quite nice. I love it. I can switch this out to greens too. I'm going to keep the blues in there for right now. As you can see, there's the little plant life on top of the liquid cooling system. The main cooler. So it came out looking really nice. Alright, I'm happy with it. Got to put some vines around my power button, but I'll get around it later. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time and God bless.